Ahoy, you scallywags! First mate Eggman here, and while Captain Joey's on shore leave, I'm in charge of the ship. And while in charge, I will be talking about the great Captain Bojack, who... Oh man, I don't really know what came over me there. Yeah, hey everyone, it's Eggman, and while Joey is out this week, I'm filling in with a deck profile and just kind of archetype overview on the new Bojack leader and his archetype, the Bojack Brigade, which hasn't been getting like a lot of people are really polarized by this deck. And yeah, I really just want to go into it for people who may have had a bad first impression on a couple of things. So yeah, let's just jump into it. The main reason a lot of people are kind of skeptical about this deck, and once again, I was really skeptical. I thought this deck was trash, and I pretty much just tried it out on a whim, and I had a lot of fun, and maybe it's just me liking this deck, but I think there's a lot more potential than a lot of people first thought about it. So if you will bear with me past the Bojack deck and a bad pirate impression, I'd really just want to talk about it. And maybe you guys can kind of open up and see, maybe this is a good deck and maybe you want to try it out. So yeah, so the big thing about Bojack and why a lot of people think he sucks is just because he doesn't have an awakening ability, which is a first and really a tragedy when you think about it. You get nothing for flipping over. It's just you get the other side of the card. And it's not like the worst because, well, let's just talk about what Bojack does. So on the front side, when a Bojack Brigade card is played in your battle area, this card gets you get to draw one card, and this card gets plus 5k. So really good effect there. I really like leaders that can draw without having to attack your opponent's leader. Gaining advantage without giving your opponent, inherently anything has been really cool, and I think that's really powerful. And then also, when you combo with this with one of your cards during your turn, if your combo area has two or more Bojack Brigade cards that you comboed with from your battle area, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO it. And then if you did KO a card, negate the skill for duration of the turn. So pretty much, if you use two of these cards on your side of the field, two Bojack Brigades, and you combo with them on your turn, from the battle area, you get to KO one of your opponent's cards, which sounds really bad card economy, right? You gotta not only give up two of your cards to destroy one of theirs, but it has to be from your battle area. And that sounds bad, but trust me, just trust me. I'm going to do some example play of this. But and then to awaken it, you just literally flip it over. So you don't get any card sharking for not untapping 2 energy. It's foolproof that way. But so you have a permanent on the awakened side where you can combo with cards, Bojack Brigade cards in rest mode in your battle area. So yeah, it makes it a little bit better. You get the whole blow up cards with 2 from your battle area effect, and also once per turn when a Bojack Brigade card is played in your battle area, draw 1 card. So you always want to awaken with this card on your turn if possible, because you get to play a Space Pirate, and then you awaken and you play another Space Pirate, so you get to draw 2 cards for playing cards, right? So that seems really powerful. And let's just jump into the cards themselves. So all of these, Space Pirate, Boujack, Beto, and Zangia, all of them have the effect where you can't have more than 1 copy of this card on the field, which also seems like there are a lot of restrictions in this deck. I'm not going to lie. Like, it's a really weird play style. And once again, if you don't see it being played, it sounds really bad on paper. But so Bojack, what Bojack does is that when you play this card, you can choose 1 Bojack Brigade card with energy cost 2 or less from your hand and play it. So that's really cool. Just being able to play a Bojack Brigade from your hand for free is nice. And then also we've got Space Pirate Beto. So when you play this card, if your leader card is a Bojack Brigade, look at the top 5 cards from your deck and choose 1 Bojack Brigade card among them and add them to your hand. So you get to search the top 5 for any of your pieces. You have more than half a deck of Bojack Brigade, so you will get something from there. And also, active main places card in its owner's drop area, then choose 5 Bojack Brigade cards with energy cost 2 or less in your drop area and shuffle those into your deck. So you can't get milled, and also just recycles your cards. It's not the best effect. If this drew 1, I'd say that would be really fair, but it doesn't, and that's a little bit of a shame, but I still think it's alright. I also forgot to mention Bojack. When you combo this card from a battle area, if your leader card is a Bojack Brigade, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. And so that is there's no restrictions to that, and so it's not even on just your turn. It could be your opponent's turn, so they can attack with leader, combo with Bojack, set something they were going to attack with anyways in the rest mode. You get a lot of free value, so it makes your opponent kind of have to play around it, and also suffer for not having any matchup knowledge. So there's that. And then there's also Space Pirate Zangia. So when you play this card, if your leader is Bojack Brigade, choose up to 1 Bojack Brigade cards from your deck with an energy cost of 1 and play it, then shuffle your deck. So you just get a free search from deck and free play, which is really great. And then also, active main, place this card in his owner's drop area, choose up to 1 Bojack in your battle area, so you can't choose the leader, and it gains critical for duration of the turn. So, not too bad. The secondary effects are kind of just extra. The main front effects, are, the autos from when you play these cards are what you really want to get the bang for. But since the helpful thing of these guys are able to just send themselves to the deck or to the drop area whenever you want, so you can play more of them if you need to, that's actually really flexible and it's good. So. And then there's also Space Pirate Gokia, so you can have as many of this guy out as you want, but when you play this card, if your leader card is Bojack Brigade, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, and it can't switch to active mode until the end of your opponent's turn, so that's really good. And then also for 1, you can place this card in its drop area, choose, if your leader is Bojack Brigade, choose 1 Bojack card with an energy cost of 3 in your hand to play it. And so we've got 4 of the Agent of Destruction. This card's really great for putting cards just in rest mode, even ignores barrier, which is super strong. And then also for 2, if this card's in rest mode, you can choose your opponent's leader, and you switch it to rest mode, and it can't be switched to active mode until the end of your opponent's next turn. So that's really powerful, and just being able to lock down. You don't use it as much because this deck is a little bit energy starved, but it's great to be there if you need it. Especially once again, this deck really destroys mill in a lot of ways, just because you got to keep recycling cards, and then you can also shut down their leader with this card. Also, there's the Space Pirate Bojack. If this card would be KO'd, you may place 1 Bojack Brigade card other than this card in your battle area into the drop area. So so it doesn't have barrier, but it kind of has barrier. This deck does suffer to a lot of Mass Saiyan, the Mysterious War is probably this deck's worst nightmare. But you still against more conventional chaos, you still have something that keeps this alive. And also, when you play this card, you may choose 1 card in your hand and place it in the drop area. If you do so, choose up to 1 Arrival of the Space Pirates from your drop area and add it to your hand. And Arrival of the Space Pirates is really good. It's pretty much a Bojack. It's kind of like Frieza's Army for Bojack's Brigade. You choose up to 1 Bojack Brigade card with energy cost of 2 or less, and from your deck, play in rest mode and shuffle your deck. So for 1 energy, you can play Zangia, and then from Zangia, you can special summon, or just play for free Boujack, and then Boujack can get Gokia, right? And so for 1 energy, you are able to get 3 cards out. That's what the real meat of this deck is. And you also get to draw a card because you played at Bojack's Brigade. So there's a lot of meat in this deck, and it's more about the advantage gained from the battle cards than the leader itself. So that's kind of why the leader's the way he is. Also, we can't forget about this guy, the Bojack the Plunderer, the Gogeta of this set, I'll say. And I say it like that is because a lot of people are afraid of this card because of how powerful it is, not knowing how balanced it is just by the cards that need to be played to get this card out. You have to play this leader, you have to play these Bojack cards, and it's an energy for 4. Yeah, it's a EX evolve for 4, which is kind of tricky for this deck. If you do get it off, you pretty much win, not going to lie, but there's definitely a lot of counterplay, and it's not like an auto you just get to turn 4 and win. It's not like that at all. So, but when you play this card, if you have 5 or more life, choose all of your opponent's cards, switch into rest mode. So that's pretty great. And then also when your opponent switches 1 of their cards in rest mode to active mode, if your leader card is a Bojack Brigade card, your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and sends it to their warp. This means that when they untap all their cards at the beginning of their turn, they have to warp all those cards as well, and that is, you have to believe me on this one. It's not broken. It's pretty fair. It's hard to get out, but that is how it's being ruled, and that's how it is. It's just trust me on that. It's not going to change the game. It's not everyone's going to be running Bojack trying to get this out. I promise you, it's balanced. Just gotta trust me on your guest video star Eggman here. So, and then also active main once per turn, choose up to 1 Bojack Brigade card in your battle area, place it in your owner's drop area. This card gains dual attack for duration of the turn. So this is just really for finishing the game, to be honest. You can give this dual attack, and you also have Zangia give it crit, so now you have a big 25k dual attack crit, and your opponent can't even combo with cards because they have no hand, right? That's pretty much the idea of about this deck. The rest of this stuff is kind of more generic support. They have this Zangia super combo, which is nice, since you can search it out with Beto. I put Vegeta striving to be best just because a lot of stuff is going to be put in rest mode. Master Roshi is good, Crusher Ball is good, Time Magic, and oh yeah, this other extra card Merciless Farewell. It's you choose 2 cards from your hand, place them in the drop area, and if your leader card is a Bojack Brigade, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and rest mode and KO it. And, you know, first looking at this, I'm like, man, that's kind of bad. You gotta use 3 cards and an energy to KO one of your opponent's cards, and then you realize it's not active main, it's active battle, and that makes it nuts. So right now, if your opponent just has, like, some big beater without barriers, such as, like, a Mira, and they just decide to, like, go all in with it, and then you can just say, oh, Merciless for a while, I use these 3 cards, and it's dead, and now you can't even use Broly to, you know, restand it or anything, you just KO it. So that's really powerful. I think that's it's a really great card. It is balanced by the fact that you have to discard 2 cards, which is a really steep cost in this deck, especially since and you have to use 1 energy. So a lot of this deck is just about having like you build up energy and you build up advantage throughout the game. You don't have a lot of swinging. You don't awaken and draw 2 or awaken and untap 2 energy. Get a big swing like that. You more of just, you get a lot of advantage throughout the game, and you try to beat your opponent with your advantage. And that's pretty much how this deck is running, which is why on paper this doesn't look really good, because you're like, where's the meat of this deck? And it's really just shared a bunch among a bunch of these cards. So I'm going to jump into untap real quick. All right, we're just going to do like a sample hand. So we're just going to draw 6 here. We've got actually not too bad. We really want we'd really want Arrival of the Space Pirates, but it's okay if we don't get it. These 2 in hand are really great, and so we shuffle, and then let's draw 2 more again. And so yeah, let's just get started. So we're just gonna put like Times Magic here, and then we'll pay 1 to play Boujack. Since we did play a Bojack Brigade, we get to draw 1 card. And then also we'll use her effect to summon a 2 cost, so we get to play Zangia, and then Zangia's effect goes off, and then we find a card. We find normally it's only a 1 drop, and since we already have Boujack on the field, we get to get where is he? We get Beto, boom, right there, and then Beto's effect goes off, and then we get to look at the top 5. So look at 5. And let's see, which one do we want to go into next turn? We have Beto already. I will say, let's just say Gokia for the heck of it. Actually, maybe yeah, let's just say Gokia. Boom. All right, so we went first, right? We opened the game with 6 cards in hand, and now we're ending our first turn with 5 cards in hand, so -1, 1 in our energy, 0, and then 3 cards on the field, +3. We just ended this turn with a +3 advantage, and they're on the board too. Like, and that's a lot of significance in this game. Having cards on the board is really important, and so all of these, that's really how you play this deck. You just get advantage through that, and so like turn 2, let's say here we go, perfect. We got a Bojack as well. So let's just say we can combo off Beto or something. Let's just put this there. Let's say Beto got destroyed or we comboed it off, so we'll play Beto. We'll use Bojack's effect first, draw 1, and then we look at the top 5 cards there. We found a Boujack, which is perfect, and so maybe we swing with leader and we need to put something in rest, so we use Boujack, and then we'll play another one. And then we'll get Bojack, or we'll get Gokia out, and then whatever we put in rest can't untap anymore. And so now we have 4 cards, and we, you know, theoretically destroyed 1 or 2 of their cards with the Boojacks and stuff. And then we'll go into turn 3 real quick. We got to shuffle here. So draw 1. Let's just say we put, oh, I don't know, Crusher Ball. Yeah, let's say Crusher Ball. And so we'll just pay 1 here to get out Bojack, and then we get to draw 1 card there. We found another Beto, so we'll say we just combo that out and play another one. Look at top 5. Oh, and then we'll get, I guess we'll get the other Bojack, yeah. There we go. Shuffle there. We have some defense, and this is like without even taking life, right? We've just got so much advantage going on. We've got a full field, we've got 3 energy, and the next turn, We'll just draw for turn, whatever, and we can play for 4 the big bad Bojack. We play that for 4. We gotta draw 1. Depending on our life, we gotta put stuff in rest mode. They have to discard that many cards, and we've just got so much advantage. So that's pretty much how this deck works. It really is a little bit of a learning curve, but I really do recommend it if you are kind of into like just a deep gameplay and just a deck that really rewards having a deep knowledge of how the cards work. So it's not super bad. There have been worse archetypes, I promise, and I can't stress enough. Just try the deck, please. It's going to be cheap to make anyways, so it's not going to be a big deal, but it's not terrible based on my experiences. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Joey, for giving me this opportunity to make a video for your channel. Hopefully hopefully Bojack doesn't just tank and now I just look real bad. But if you guys want to follow me, there will be links below, but I have my own YouTube channel, of course, and I also have Twitch and a Twitter. I try to stream on Twitch like once a week, but that's pretty... I don't know, I'm not really good at that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.
Hey, welcome to the end card, and thank you so much for sitting through that, because honestly, I'm just doing this until I make a Digimon trading card game. So if you like Dragon Ball Super for some reason, give it a sub up above, maybe check out some of our other content, and do not forget, Digimon is way better than Pokemon. With that being said, we will see you next time.